Special in its entirety at faithgateway.com/moment.
Hey, I'm Natalie Grant, and this is my husband, Bernie Herms. And it is an honor to be a part of this special with our friend Max. We love you, Max. I think about our journey. We're about to celebrate 22 years of marriage. And there's just been so many moments throughout our journey. The moment we were told that we would never be able to conceive a child, and how devastating that was, and how we had to speak to our circumstances even when our feelings were telling us something different. Our feelings were telling us that there was no hope in that situation, but our faith told us that we serve the God of the impossible. And I think as we're sitting here and our twin daughters are starting high school and our youngest daughter is in the 5th grade, God always has the final say in our situations. But I think that we had no idea of the situation that we would face in 2017 when I was told that I had thyroid cancer. And as far as cancers go, I'm not sure anybody wants any kind of cancer, but I was always told that's the good cancer. I don't know that there's such a thing, but the kind of thyroid cancer I had, I knew they were going to go in there and get the cancer out. The problem was that the cancerous tumor was laying on my vocal nerve. And so the doctor said, hey, we're going to get the tumor out. You're going to be okay, but you're probably never going to sing again. And if you sing again, your voice isn't going to have the same strength, and you aren't going to have the same stamina or the same range. And I just remember as we received that news, sometimes you receive such difficult news, it's like you can't even process it. It's like it just starts to turn to white noise. And I remember that's what it felt like in that moment. And then I remember having to tell our girls, hey, mom has cancer, and I don't know what this means for my future or for my job or for our ministry. Or, we're a traveling family. We were a touring family, and my kids came with me. And it just was such a stunning moment of, where do we go from here? Like, what does this mean for our lives? And it was actually my children's faith that reminded me of my own faith. As we told them, they got scared and they got little tears, but then I saw something switch inside of them. I saw their faith begin to rise. I saw them say, Mom, this might seem scary in the moment, but we're gonna lay our hands on you. We're gonna pray for you. We're gonna believe for a good outcome. And I just wanna say to you today that, for us to remember who we really are, we have to remember who He is, who the God is that we serve. And I think for me, the miracle, obviously my voice has come back and He, obviously gave us an outcome that was far more than we could ever deserve. And that was that my voice came back stronger than it ever had been. But I felt like the real miracle was the fact that my outcome does not determine His goodness. And you have to let yourself get to that place where you trust God in such a way that even if your outcome isn't what you hoped for or prayed for or believed for, that God is still good and that He takes every tragedy and turns it into victory. That's who He is, and that's what He does. So no matter what you're facing, you were made for this moment because you were made for Him. And He said that after you have suffered a while, I hold on to 1 Peter 5:10, the God of grace, after you have suffered a while, will strengthen, perfect.